This is so blue. It's so blue.
It is very blue. What's up, everyone? Welcome to this live lesson, which is more of a Q&A. And hopefully you guys can tell us if it's working or not, and you can hear us, because this is the first time that actually the both of us have done a live lesson together. So this is a first of many. So if you're joining us again, write your name, say hello in the chat. We want to hear from you guys. Even if you're watching this later, write your name, tell us where you're from. We just love hearing from all of you guys. So today, we're going to do a bit of more of a Q&A type thing, and just talk to you a little bit about ourselves, talk about some future plans, plus a big announcement. So hello, we got some people.
Welcome.
Christelle, Saad, Sakim, hello, welcome.
Hi.
We will probably tell you the big announcement in about 10, 15 minutes. We want to give more people time to join the lesson, because I know it's kind of growing. But hello, Mohammed, Mildred, Mustafa.
Hi, everyone.
Sorry if we missed some of your names.
Welcome.
But we'll try to acknowledge everyone. But if you guys have some questions, write them in the comments, especially if they're questions about us.
Questions about English, questions about us.
Yeah.
But we're going to answer a lot of questions about us, I think, today.
Definitely, yeah. Probably maybe not really specific grammar questions or anything, but if it's just
general.
A general question about learning English.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to know about us, please ask that in the comments, and we will try and get back there to you.
So start writing them, and then as you write them, we're going to go through them and try to kind of get a way to answer them.
So to give you, should we give an introduction of, because I know some of you, we've already done one lesson and we've talked about ourselves and how we met, but we kind of want to give a little recap. So do you want to tell us about ladies first?
About me?
Yeah.
So I mean, we're obviously, our channel is called Interactive English because we are English teachers. If you were wondering why we're doing this, is because both of us are English teachers. I started teaching English in 2011, so a while back. And I'm not, if you were wondering about me, I've mentioned this in a few previous videos, but if you're just meeting me, hi, my name's Ioana, but I'm not a native English speaker. I learned English when I was very tiny.
You're basically a native speaker.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at that level, but I was born in Romania and then moved to the US when I was 15 and have lived there for 15 years, so half my life there. But I already spoke English before. And we met as teachers at a school
in California. Somebody had asked.
We were working at the same school as teachers.
Yeah. So Nguyen asked, "What state do you guys live in?" That's a good question, because right now we're from the U.S. We're from California, which is where we met. But right now we actually live in Budapest, Hungary. Yeah. So we're not living in the United States at the moment. But I'd say we are from California. Yeah. So you mentioned how you got there. To give you a little more information about me, about myself, I've been teaching for since 2006. So it's been 12 years now.
He's older, you guys. That's why.
Just a little older. So I started teaching. I've taught in several different countries: South Korea, Namibia, the Dominican Republic. Hello to anybody out there if you guys are from Korea, the DR, or Namibia. And then afterwards, I moved to California to get my master's. And I got my master's in teaching English to speakers of other languages. And while I was there, that's when we were working at the same language school. And that is
very
where
tiny language school
we met. So I'd say we're from California, but right now we live in Budapest.
Yeah.
So and since then, we've been in Budapest and we've been working on this
Interactive English. Yeah.
So if you guys know us, if you guys have joined these live lessons before, let us know. Hit that like button. We like we like getting those likes.
Yeah.
So let's talk. We want to talk about before we jump
Sorry.
into the big announcement.
Sorry, I made the face because I'm holding a cat
What?
and she blobbered all over me.
We have a visitor right now.
She's right here. She's just sitting in my lap. But she was drooling all over me. That's what was happening.
Please. Somebody asked, okay, I'm going to address a couple of these comments. Where are you guys? We're in Budapest, Hungary right now. Melissa asks, I appreciate learning your course. I understand you're fast speaking. Excellent.
That's good listening practice.
A lot of people, I think because we're English teachers, we may speak a little slower, but I always think we always hear people say, I completely understand you guys, but it's more difficult to understand a movie or TV. And I think that's because we do maybe speak a little bit slower, but I think that shows you that's a good thing to do, is to keep listening at your level and always challenge yourself with TV and movies. But if you guys can understand everything that we say, that's awesome.
Yeah, I also think many times in movies and TV, they do tend to, because they're trying to keep the person who's watching like interested. Sometimes they do speed up. So it's not always at conversation level what you see on TV. If you're wondering like, why can't I hear it? Well, sometimes like they are rushing through conversations.
They use a lot of slang, a lot of idioms, so the comprehension's a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Runak Mazurai, he said, do you guys have WhatsApp? Many of you have asked us about this. We're not on WhatsApp, but if we sign up for WhatsApp, we will let everybody know. But we're not using it right now. We're using YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I don't know if we can handle using another platform.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Even right now, we're staying very, very busy with this.
Amin, we love you too.
Hello from France. Giselle, English is so easy to understand. Excellent. Somebody had asked, Polly said, the big announcement is your marriage. Close. We actually, we got married.
We are married.
We are married. We've been married for about a year and a half. We got married last March of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
We got married in New York City. It was a very, very small ceremony, very nice. But yes, we are married. So yeah, somebody asked me, and do we speak Hungarian? Actually, no. It is a challenging language right now because I would say I'm trying to learn Romanian. That's another good segue. We can talk about some of the languages that we know and speak. So I feel like I'm proficient in Spanish. My Korean is basic. It used to be better, but then when I moved, I stopped using it as much. And now I'm really focused and learning some more Romanian and trying to improve my skills in that language. So if you are learning English with us and you're trying to learn a language, I understand what you're going through and the challenges and the frustrations and just the time and the dedication that it takes to improve your skills. So what about, I know you speak more languages than I do.
I was going to say one cool thing about, learning a second language is that the more languages you learn, the easier it becomes to learn other languages, because your brain just opens up and it's very nice way to absorb a new language. Plus it's really good brain development. So it really helps our minds. So if you're wondering like, I'm having trouble with English, like why I don't want to learn another language, do it, even if it's just in the beginning stages, because it's always nice to.
It always helps. And somebody had actually commented before, is when they were learning English in another language, and they were saying they were having difficulty because they keep confusing the two. And I responded and said, like, that's absolutely
I
okay.
think
I
it's
think
normal.
that happens all the time.
Mhm.
And I actually think it's a good thing because it shows that you're trying to focus and
And
concentrate
think
on those two languages.
and
Yeah.
think in the other languages, which is what we all
Mhm.
want, right? Is you want to think in English when you're speaking English, you want to think in Spanish when you're speaking Spanish, and so on.
Yeah, and
It's
you're kind
the
of
goal.
exercising that muscle to start trying to transition over to whatever target language you're trying to learn and practice. And so I think it's a good thing. But that happens to me a lot with Romanian. We
You-
were just in Romania, and
yeah,
in trying to speak Romanian, I automatically sometimes I just switch to Spanish and I just start throwing words
you
out
do.
there,
You
and
kept
I'm just
saying
like,
see, see.
and it's like, wait a second, I
it's
need to
like
stay in
it's
Romanian.
like it's
So
da here.
yeah. So it's natural, but again, try to learn as many languages as you guys can. So hello, just Gibson, C,
If you're just joining us,
Junior. We're just
hi.
saying what's up, Jasira. Hello. Thank you guys for joining us. So today we're just having a little bit of a conversation and Q&A. So this is good listening practice. And should we go ahead and share
Yeah.
the big news that we have that we wanted to tell all of you guys, which is you can
Me?
yeah, you let everybody know. Some of you might be able to guess.
We got a cat.
No.
No, it's not our announcement. Yes, our big announcement. It's super life changing. If you guys are following us for a while and we got married last year, now we have another life kind of changing announcement is that we are pregnant.
We're having our first baby.
Yeah.
So yay. So yeah, this is a big life-changing event. We're very excited. We're super
Mhm.
excited. What else? Just tell them when you're due.
In January, yeah. So our baby is going to be a January baby, just like its mama. um, like her mama, I should say, because it's a little girl. So we're very excited.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you,
Thank you.
Melissa, Junior,
Thank you.
Gibson, Shilval, Mildred. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All of we're thankful for all of your guys' love and support.
Somebody else whose baby? Our baby.
It's our baby.
Our baby.
We're having it. So yeah, this is it is really life-changing, I think, because we just a lot going on now, a lot that we need to think about, a lot that we need to do.
It's
And
scary.
yeah,
It's a little scary.
it is very frightening too, and a good frightening, I should say. But yeah, and it may change a little bit about what's going on with our lessons here and how regularly we can do it.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I think it's part of life. I think in the future we would like to make this more of a full-time job if possible. And we're going to come out with some courses and maybe do some classes for listening and thinking in English. We have a lot of things we would like to do. It's just finding the time to do everything, which I think
Yeah, we
is
always have so many plans.
which I think is everybody's problem out there.
Yeah.
Is like so much that you want to do, that you want to accomplish, and just finding the time to do it. And now we're gonna have another a family member who's going to join us on this adventure. So that is the big news that we wanted to share with you guys. And thank you guys so much for all of those well wishes.
A little
congratulations.
teacher, maybe.
A little interactive English teacher. Sure.
So somebody said to wait, I missed who it is, but to help to make our baby speak French. That's actually not French, but we do want our baby to speak.
Well, we're going to obviously we're going to start with English and Romanian, and
I want Spanish too.
Spanish. Like honestly, we want our child to get exposure to as many languages as possible, because I think there is such a value in learning another language, and when you do it as a child, I think it's that much better to start younger. Joanna asked, "Is this your first baby?" Yes.
Yeah.
This is our first child, so there's going to be a big learning curve, I think, for us.
Yeah, we have no idea what we're doing, basically.
Yes, we do want to teach our little girl as many different languages as possible. So that is something that is a priority. But we
It's
will
important
start.
for us.
Yeah, we'll start with English and Romanian, and then we'll see from there. Depends where we end up living too, I think. What other language? Somebody.
Let's see. We're kind of looking through more questions to see. Do you want your baby to be a girl or a boy? It honestly doesn't matter. I mean, we know what it is, but it wouldn't have matter either way as long as it's a healthy human being. I think would both be really happy. But
I think she wanted a girl anyway.
I did want a girl.
Yeah. So yeah, somebody asked Giselle, is it a girl? Yes, it is a girl.
Yes, she's a girl.
We are having.
So I'm very happy. I would have been happy either way.
Yeah. Sure. Aurora asks, have you been to Brazil? No, we have not been to Brazil.
Very sad.
We really want to go.
Always wanted to go.
Actually, I was there very shortly.
Oh, you have?
When I traveled to Foz do Iguaçu on the Brazilian side, only there for one day. But really I haven't. But we want to. So when we do go to Brazil, though, it's going to be the family. It'd be all of us.
Yeah.
It'd be all of us. Mildred asks, do we know the name yet?
We can't agree.
Well, no, not that we can't agree. We just haven't finalized.
Yeah, we haven't found a name that we're like, okay, we're in love with this name.
We're tossing around some ideas still for the name. So the name.
We have 5 months, 4 months to decide.
Yeah, we still have some time. But probably the next time you see us, we still won't have a name in mind. Somebody asked which country we're from. Adi said, are you both American? Yes, we are from the United States, from California. Somebody else asked where we live now. Right now, we do live in Hungary.
I mean, I'm from 2 places.
She has 2 homes.
Yeah.
From Myanmar, welcome to. Yes, we would love to visit Myanmar.
I'd love to. The food, we've tried some food at different restaurants when we were in the US, and the food we've tried is amazing. So I definitely really, really want to visit.
Yeah. So I shared with you guys that big news. If you guys have any other questions or comments about us or about learning English, or another thing why we have all of you guys here that we always want to know are, what are the types of lessons that you guys want to learn more of? We try to cover a variety between like grammar and listening and pronunciation, vocabulary, and some are more popular than others, but let us know too what you guys are interested in learning more, whether it's
what do you feel like you're missing
idioms,
in your practice,
phrasal verbs. We're trying to do also more actual activities to get you guys speaking.
Do we have any Hungarian friends?
Yeah, we do. Hungarian friends while we're here. Yeah, we do. Grace, we get a lot of suggestions for names.
Thank you. Actually, thanks for your suggestions. I'm gonna look through them and see if it feels right. I go a lot by feeling these days. Does it feel right?
So I want to learn daily conversation and slang. Okay, yeah, that's something that's actually kind of a new type of series we're starting, just general conversation. Similar to
at a normal pace.
Yeah, similar kind of we're doing a general conversation today, but actually just choosing a topic and talking about it. Phrasal verbs, idioms, expressions. Thanks for letting us know, little Bibioni. Sorry if I mispronounce names. Amin is asked, please introduce a book for conversation. I'm not sure exactly if what you're talking about, like a conversation book. If you're one book that we have, which we would use for like speaking classes, it's called Compelling Conversations. So it basically just gives you a topic and a list of many, many, many different questions that you could practice answering. So I don't know if you're a teacher and you're looking for a book that's going to help you just for speaking or something. It's called Compelling Conversations. It's a good book, bunch of questions. Junior wants to learn more vocabulary. We have some more of those lessons on the way, more conversations. Eduardo, excellent. We will try to hit up on all of this. But right now, like, I think our plan is to continue doing, we have our Tuesday lessons that we always try to do, and then the Saturday live lessons, which we will continue. We're going to be traveling some next month. So probably during that time, we may not do the Saturday live lessons while we're gone for
Right.
a few weeks. But otherwise, we're going to continue, try and maintain that schedule, doing Tuesday normal lessons and then Saturday live lessons. Um, so Melissa, I'm
There are a lot of
Dr.
questions, like maybe about a
Sure.
podcast somebody asked.
Oh, that's something.
Um,
Yeah.
he's very excited. He's recently gotten into podcasts, so he listens to them on his runs.
Yeah, I get all these ideas and see people doing it. It's like, oh, we should do that. Oh,
Mhm.
yes, let's do that.
But
Oh, let's do that. And
actually,
she's like, wait, slow down. There's no time.
yeah, because we're all over the place sometimes. But we did think about maybe in the future
Yeah.
we would like to actually start a podcast.
And the podcast, like, it may be something next year, because like I said, we're working on some online courses that we want to put out there for you guys. We're working on some other classes that would be more live classes, and the idea for a podcast that we might do something that is more conversational,
Yeah.
of us just talking about our lives and certain topics that you guys could get to know us a little
Mhm.
better and would be great for listening, and not necessarily a podcast about, specifically learning English. That would be more about our YouTube channel. And the podcast would be kind of more about us and just talking about a lot of different topics.
I think so. Kim asked if we enjoy our jobs. Yeah, of course, absolutely. We love teaching. Also, I believe that all teachers love teaching. Most teachers, because usually it's not something that's a profession that you go in it for the money.
Yeah.
It's just usually you do something because you really like to do it.
I've always thought, like, especially because I know some of you out there are probably are English teachers as well. And I've always thought that, like, passion is something that's so important, because, and what I mean by that is, like, passion
The
to,
willingness to
well,
learn and get
exactly,
better. Yeah.
passion that you're so interested in it that you want to learn more, that you want to share with the students, and that you want to continue learning.
That's super important.
And you're passionate about seeing other people learn and improve their skills, because I've
Yeah.
always thought to myself that as soon as I stop caring about students or my job or learning, then that's the point where I need to find a different job and a different
Yeah.
profession. Because if you stop caring and you don't have any passion for the work, then I think then that's the time to, like, start looking for something else to
Yeah.
do.
I think Adi was asking our favorite pieces of literature. So right now, most of the things we're reading are just children's books, really, because
Some
of
work,
teaching.
children's books, yeah. I've been reading a lot of more, like, just business development books, marketing, like trying to think how we can grow interactive English as an actual school, because we've kind of built this audience on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, which, if you guys have not checked us out on Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter,
Do it
or
now.
Facebook,
Well,
yeah,
after
check us
this,
out. Join
after
there.
this live.
We post questions. It's another good way to practice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now that we've developed all of these different, this audience, about actually kind of putting up a school around it. So that's something we're.
Ooh, Jasira asked if we have ever tasted Indian food. Oh, have we? Well, I don't know. I mean,
we love Indian
we
food.
haven't been to India, but we've love Indian food that you can find in other countries like here or the US. And yeah, it's like one of my favorites.
Faisal asked what the relationship between you two. So if you guys don't know, we did an introduction at the beginning. My name's Wes.
My name's Ioana. We have a cat together.
We are married and we are English teachers. And the big news is we are having a baby this January. So just to recap, in case you're joining a little later. So
we're trying to sift through your messages.
Milagros, where are you living now? Right now, we had mentioned we're living in Hungary.
Milagros, I love your name.
But even though we're from California, that's where we met. But we're in Hungary right now. Jackie, thank you, Jackie. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, more unique adjectives, Tushar Kumar, more unique adjectives. Yes, we're doing more lessons on advanced vocabulary lessons for advanced adjectives, nouns, verbs. That's another series we definitely want to continue and keep teaching you guys.
Ooh, Nadia asked if we're going to make a video about the vocabulary of young parents and everything about babies. I was actually thinking about that. Would that be interesting to you guys? Would you be interested in such a video?
Yeah, I think we should do. I was gonna say you guys probably will see some more baby related lessons or something
I mean, there's so
in the
much I'm
future.
learning. It's like a whole new other world.
Yeah.
So I think that would be useful for a lot of our viewers to also learn like how do you call these things in English, because it's kind of a whole other language at times, it seems.
Yeah, yeah. Abdurrahman, how can I improve my English using movies? Okay. Let me
Oh,
I was gonna talk. Well, okay, no,
I was just
no.
gonna say, like, a big way to do it. First of all, I mean, obviously, yes, watch something in English, maybe something at your level. Like, don't do something that's too difficult to understand. Like, there are some movies that are highly conversational, that and fast that can be maybe too hard, or there are that are movies that are way too easy, like all these action movies, and where you don't have enough conversation. So you want something in the middle, but also to put on the subtitles, the English subtitles, and follow along.
Mhm.
I think what really helps is many times if we're not used to listening to English, the pronunciation of a word when you hear it said by somebody native and in a sentence, because it changes, is different than what you expected.
Yeah.
So it's really useful to hear it in like a long sentence or in a paragraph, because native speakers shorten these all the time, and we link words differently, and the intonation is different. So
Yeah.
it's
Uh,
expose yourself to as much content as you possibly
That's
can.
what I was gonna say. I think like when you think about learning with movies and TV or music, a lot of times it's passive learning, and the reason I say it's passive is because the we're just watching it or listening to it for fun and for our leisure, and we don't have to do anything. We don't have to respond to it, and it's good to get that exposure, especially if it's just something you enjoy. If you want to make it more active and challenge yourself, then you can give yourself some type of assignment that you need to do. So if you're watching, for example, a TV show like Friends, and you say, okay, I'm going to watch Friends for this 25-minute show, and I'm going to see if I can identify some different idioms or phrasal verbs.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Then you make it an active exercise and you give yourself something to do, and you're giving yourself something to listen for. So it depends on what you want to do with it. If and I'd say try and use it for both, because the more exposure, the better. You don't always have to make music or TV or movies an active exercise, and just use it for just pure pleasure and just
Yeah,
get
just
language exposure. So
mhm.
there's different ways you can use it if you want it to just be more passive learning
Mhm.
or active learning, and we always encourage both.
I was going to say, if you're looking for something more challenging, like if you're advanced and are looking for, okay, like how can I train my listening? Uh if you're looking for a show to watch, I recommend Gilmore Girls, because it is so fast. They even said that when they did that, like it's faster than a regular TV show, that the characters speak really fast. So that's a really good way to train
That could be
yourself.
challenging. Yeah.
But that's really advanced. So if you're wondering, and there's a lot of pop culture
Maddie said, I
references.
think you're the Office fans. Yes, we
Oh,
are. We are
absolutely.
fans of The
Yes.
Office.
Yes.
Somebody else has about like improve listening and reading, and somebody else
Oh, thank
asked
you,
if
Giselle. She loves my hair.
listening is connected to
Thank
speaking.
you.
I would say yes. All of those, all of the language skills are connected when you think
Yeah, they
about
are.
listening and speaking and reading and writing, and as well as thinking, because that's kind of at the center of all of this. So y- again, I think sometimes people think that, oh, if I want to improve my speaking skills, I just have to speak. And I
It's not
think,
true.
yeah, you can improve your speaking skills if you're improving your listening skills and your
Yeah.
reading skills and building your vocabulary. It's all going to help you the next time you try to speak and have a conversation, because you'll be able to use more words, you'll be able to use correct grammar. So all of it is connected. Yes.
So thank you, Adi, for saying
I'm sure
we
she's on the same.
resemble Jim and Pam.
We were watching The Office last night, actually.
We watch it too much. We've seen the series like 7-8 times. I wanted to be a Halloween costume, but this guy, because we met in the office.
We did. We met at work. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
yeah,
he didn't listen.
So can you suggest some movies to increase vocab? Honestly, I think when people ask for recommendations for movies or books, the one thing I always suggest is find something that you like, that you're interested in, because I might give you a suggestion and say, hey, watch a documentary. And some people are like, gosh, I really don't like documentaries. Right. So I don't think that really would help you. So if you're interested in whether it's sports or fashion or food, like I am, or anything, like see if you can find something or fantasy like Harry Potter, find something that you're interested in. I think that's going to help you the most, because it's going to keep you engaged in what you're doing. And that's very important. Mm-hmm. So I think any movie that, as long as the topic is something you're interested in, it's going to help you. And then again, it's up to you if you want to make it a little more active and turn on the subtitles and try to identify words you don't know, or grammar or anything like that. So which way, somebody asked, pages in the USA, see any, can you teach us more advanced words? Yes, we will continue teaching more advanced words.
So a couple questions about fluency, and I'll tell you my advice. Like, how do I become more fluent, or can we become fluent without moving to the US? These are very good questions, by the way. Mm-hmm. I will say maybe to look at fluency as a process and not as an end result, because it's not like, okay, like I hit this point and then I'm fluent. It's just something that you can always work on. Mm-hmm. And yeah, of course, absolutely, Giselle, you can definitely become fluent without moving to the US. I know so many people that are my friends in Romania that are fluent. They've never stepped foot, in the US or other places. It's just about practice. So what you need to do is I think a daily practice. And the reason I say daily is because with languages, if we kind of leave, like I used to be almost fluent in Italian at some point, and I stopped for many, many years. And then I kind of forgot it all. Mm-hmm. So that it happens like that with languages. So I think if you challenge yourself to practice something every day or often enough, I think that you can get there, but give yourself time and be kind to yourself. Don't put that pressure like I need to know this. I think that harms your progress sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, because that's a common question that we get. And I think it's a misconception that people think, oh, I need to go to the United States or the UK. I think the most important thing, like you said, is practice and exposure. Is exposing yourself to the language.
Speak.
And I think that's the reason why many people go abroad, is to get that exposure, so that when they go to the grocery store or when they're on the bus or wherever it is, they're constantly hearing like English. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, especially with technology, I mean, think about now, you guys have been watching us listening to English for the last half hour.
And you understand?
It's possible to get that exposure without traveling to the United States or the UK. I think it's always good if you can go to some places and travel and get that exposure, not only for the exposure, but then you get to learn about the country and the culture. And I think culture is also tied into language quite a bit.
And that's important, yeah.
Which is important. But I think in general, you can absolutely learn.
But you learn so much. There's so many movies and
without
things.
Actually being there.
Yeah.
Somebody else, who is it? Prabhash asked, they're taking the IELTS next week.
Oh,
some tips.
Good luck.
Good luck if you guys are getting ready to take IELTS or TOEFL. The one thing I'd say, especially if it's getting soon, just make sure that you're familiar with the exam,
format.
Exactly. Like, because it's fairly specific, the types of the reading sections on these exams, what you're going to do, and then the questions you might get, the listening. Just make sure you're familiar with the format. And
I saw somebody ask, I don't know if it's the same person, but asking about like why they can't improve their writing score, because it's always 6.5. I was going to say they have a very specific formula for the IELTS that you kind of need to follow.
yeah.
And the best way to prepare for it, honestly, is write as many essays as you can in the time. Time yourself.
No, no. I was going to say not only writing, but reading, because you can go online and find like the questions that they would ask you for IELTS or
Yeah,
TOEFL
there's a lot of
writing.
practice tests
And
online.
then online, they'd also give you like, here is the ideal answer.
Mm-hmm.
And read what
Yeah.
those answers are, because then that's going to kind of show you the style, like what they're looking for. And I think if you can just read those answers, then that's going to help you too when it comes time to writing, because you'll be more familiar with that.
And I'm going to tell you what I tell all my students. They don't care about what your reasons are for something. They just care that you give reasons that support your argument. That and because so they don't care your position, like
things
if
are logical.
you agree with uniforms or not or whatever. They don't care. They really don't care. They just care like if you don't, why you don't, and for those reasons to make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
have to go soon.
We kind of got a jet, because we are going to try and film 2 lessons today, this afternoon, right after this live.
Our light is
and we're starting to lose some sunlight. So just to recap, big news, we're having a baby in January.
A little baby.
So we're very excited about that. And we thank you guys for all of the congratulations.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
guys
Thank
for
you.
being here, for being a part of our community. We really appreciate it. If you guys like our lessons and like what we do, please hit that like button, write us comments, because we always love hearing from you guys. And we will have a lesson for you on Tuesday, and then be back next Saturday for another live lesson, and we'll see what the topic is. So thank you guys for joining us. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you.
Enjoy your day.
We'll see you next time. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.